Thank you. Thank you, Stefica. Dear participants and speakers, welcome. My name is Joaquim Felix. I'm a digitalization policy expert in the governance unit at ELA, and I will be moderating this session and the next one. Without further delay, let's move on to the first set of 3 presentations of selected papers identified in the last call for papers organized by ELA. There will be 3 presentations followed by Q&A. Room participants have priority, but online questions via Slido are welcome. If time runs out, we will do a follow-up with speakers after the event regarding unanswered questions. This session showcases 3 cutting-edge solutions at the intersection of digitalization, automation, and labor mobility. From AI-powered form processing and robotic automation in healthcare to smarter compliance and payroll for the European market. These projects demonstrate how technology can simplify complexity, reduce risk, and empower both organizations and workers. Let's explore how each initiative is shaping the future of labor and compliance in Europe using technology. With us, we have Alberto and Alessandro Arletti from Decima Ratio and Arletti and Partners to present a technological framework for AI-powered cross-interface automated A1 submission. This solution proposes an AI-augmented framework for automating the A1 form submission process. Dear speakers, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Just testing if this is perfect. Good morning and thank you for being here. My name is Alberto Arletti. I'm from Decima Ratio and I'm very happy to be here. This is our 2nd time at the European Labour Authority Conference and we are very happy to have been invited this year as well. Today I'm bringing to you more of an application of a use case scenario that we had on our professional practice. Let me start just by introducing ourselves. I am representing Decima Ratio, which is more of the technological heart of a group of companies, a corporate group, in which Arletti and Partners is also a part of. We have also the CEO here. Arletti Partners is the global mobility expert and has more than 25 years of experience in the sector. And of course, they are experts in all the European directives which are regulating global mobility. And they specialize especially in posting of workers for transnational provision of services. So this is the area of expertise. So that said, today we have a presentation. We're just going to start with a problem that we encounter in our professional practice, as I was saying. And then we're going to show what the current approach in solving this problem is and what we propose as a solution that we're using at the moment. And finally, some recommendations. So let's begin. So as we all know, when a company needs to post a worker abroad in the European Union for provision of services, they need to file modules or documentation to the institution of the destination country. For example, the A1, which was just mentioned. And right now, for most of this filing, most of the cases, we have a manual process. So we have to access a web interface, if we have to manually type in who is the person, where are they going, the dates, etc. Of course, this is a manual process, so it can be prone to human error, inefficiencies, there's many downsides. And of course, in the end, this can lead to irregularities and fines, right? So it will be ideal to have an automated method to file all this documentation, which is mandatory. And let me just say this straight away, we think that the best solution would be an API. We are echoing what Brando Benifei said before, Klaus Balzer also said. An API would be great. What is an API? Well, an API is just an automated computer system to send, in a secure way, compiled documents to the institution. Unfortunately, we don't have many APIs for this purpose yet in the European Union, in the community countries at the moment. We are hopeful that the technology will be developed soon. So we also are aware of a common e-declaration portal for worker posting that is I think is under development at the moment, which we would like to stress it will be an ideal application for an API. So we hope to see that coming in the future. So at the moment, we do not have access to APIs. So the existing approach, so what companies usually do, they resort to coding. So they code, they use any programming language to basically go and program all these steps that are necessary to automatically compile an A1 form. So they have to access the web page, they find the fields of the form, and then they insert the data. So all these steps must be done via code. And it is clear that code is limited, especially if the interface might change, if the fields needs updating. So there's many downsides, I think many glaring downsides. And the main problem with coding this solution is that the issue is that it is inflexible. So if the interface change, if, for example, we have to input the passport number instead of the date, the code might break, right? If anyone here works with the software developer or is a software developer knows that this is a relevant issue. And of course, if you are planning to use your code for a different country, so instead of a A1 application for Italy, you want to do it for Belgium, well, then you have to start from scratch almost from scratch with the new web application of the Belgian government, right? So it has many downsides. So what we are bringing now is is our solution that we're using at the moment, using AI, which really is based on the recent AI advancements and opens up new scenarios, both for companies and institutions, we think, in this regard. So we are basing ourselves on two structures. First of all, we automatically extract the form of the A1 from the HTML file. And using AI, of course, and once we have extracted it, we proceed to compile it, also using AI. So we use in both steps. This is where we would stop if we were just a technological company, but since we're also working with policy experts, with legislation experts in global mobility, we also added a third step, which basically is a further check for compliance, where we use extra data that we have available to make sure that all the information is correct. And so therefore we treat everything not just as data, as numbers, as text, but as data with legal value. So we want to really stress this part. So let me jump straight into the solution. What we have is, first of all, we access using human authentication, the A1 web form, and we elaborate the HTML file with both JavaScript and AI task in order to extract a well-structured JSON form that contains all the fields of the form, right? This is the first part. It has many advantages. First of all, it is flexible. It can adapt to different web pages. We have workarounds if some fields are failed authentication, and we allow for on-the-fly customization options since it's much more flexible thanks to AI. We're going to see more of that later. Once we have the JSON form, then we go to the employer database where we have our employee that needs to go abroad, and we go in and fill all the fields using AI again, using a matching task. So what we do is that we match each field of the form with the corresponding data from the employee. And this has, again, some advantages. First of all, it's fields-driven, not interface-driven. So if the interface changes, if the web form changes, the fields are what matters. And we think that is a great advancement. And first of all, and second of all, if some information is missing, we don't invent it. We don't let AI hallucinate it. We have a system where we know that some piece is missing, and so we need, for example, more employee data, and we report that in the application. We're going to see that later. And third of all, of course, we are taking Trevor's somewhat recommendation to heart. We don't just treat data blindly. So we know that AI can make mistakes, we can make mistakes. So we also access the employer database for extra documentation regarding many aspects that are all relevant for posting of workers, such as social contributions, the employee status before secondment. So we have this documentation which is legally required in Italy. We can access it for each employee. And we use that to extract further data to perform a legal conformity check to make sure that everything is in order and the data is correct for secondment. Or for posting, of course. This adds a further, basically a conformity check. So the data undergoes a further check before sending, and of course, this is all documentation that is mandatory for the company. So it's not that the company has to produce extra documentation. They already have this in-house most of the times. Okay, so I have here a demo of our solution working. This is the web page of the A1 web form for the Italian government. We access our application using a sidebar, and as you can see, we can select the company that needs to send a worker abroad. Once we select it, we also go and select the employee that needs to be transferred. And you can see it gives us a warning because one documentation is not being updated. So we have this extra layer of compliance check. Once we select the worker, we can analyze the web form and basically it's extracting all the fields. And once the fields have been extracted, it will go on and perform the matching that I was telling you about. So this is day one. And once it's done, it goes in and fills in with the information provided. And as I was saying, it also gives you information about which fields it managed to complete and which ones were missing, for example, because the data was not provided by the employee. Right, so we can move on to a few conclusions. As I've said once, and I'll repeat it, the existing approach to automate the A1 submission or any similar documentation is basically coding, manually coding the solution. We think coding alone is not enough. It is prone to errors. If the interface changes, we have many drawbacks, and of course, it's time-consuming. We may develop a code quickly for one web application, for one website, but if the website changes, or if we want to send the worker to somewhere else, we have to start from scratch. So it may be an easy fix at the beginning, but then things get more complicated. We bring our solution, which allows you to build a system with code, but with AI, so it quickly updates. It doesn't need to be rewritten again if the interface changes. Of course, it can adapt to different websites and different web applications. And we also are a company working with legal data. We have documentation which has legal value, so we make sure that we have this extra validation. We add this layer to make sure that what is being sent to the institution is correct. I would like to move on to a few recommendations. This, again, has been said a few times, and I'm very glad. We are very glad at this conference we mentioned the use of APIs. We should have a common API environment in Europe for sending documentation. It should be common across all member states, and it will make things just easier, both for control purposes and just for the side of companies, really. So we would like to stress this. But if APIs are not available, maybe in the future will be developed, or maybe if a country decides they do not want to join the common API environment for some reasons, or if another third country will looking to join the European Union doesn't have the API, then we think a system similar to the one we just presented, using AI, can be used, can have value to make sure that the interfaces are seamlessly integrated and to make sure that posting is still straightforward. So this is where we think our solution can be helpful. And finally, this has been said already, and we would like just to repeat it. It would be of great importance having a common code, a common structure across web applications, so that the A1 for Belgium or France or Italy are all based on a similar structure with a common reference point. And this will just aid AI as well. It will aid AI processing as well. For example, things like this have already been developed as the NACE for basically for standardizing professionals, which is already in place. So a similar structure for A1s would be greatly beneficial. So we'd like to just point it out. This concludes my presentation. I'd like to really thank you for your attention. We are very glad to be here, and we take to heart these issues, these problems, which we think can really make a difference in just on the point of compliance, making sure that legality is being respected, but also for companies to just focus on producing more value, as we said on the conference. So thank you again, and I'll be taking any question.
Thank you. Thank you. I would kindly request that you take your seats, and we will have Q&A at the end. And this was a very nice presentation. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next presentation with David Beniac and David Canon from Health Insurance Agency of Lille Douai, ProWeb team. They will be presenting ProWeb RPA for Healthcare, a robotic process automation solution developed to automate repetitive time-consuming tasks across more than 400 IT applications. Dear speakers, the floor is yours.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. My name is David Beniac.
David Canon.
We are from the French Health Insurance Agency, CPAM of Lille Douai. We are delighted to present to you our RPA solution called ProWeb. But first, who we are. We are the main public health insurance in France, and we cover 95% of the population, 88% in general scheme. So that more than 65 million people residing in France or abroad. Our network counts 107 local agencies and many partner agencies for special schemes such as the Army, religious services, or the police. All these agencies employ 82,000 clerks.
Our mantra, agir ensemble, protéger chacun, means act together, protect everyone. Last year, we provided more than 230 billion euros benefits in cash, benefits in kind, like sickness, death, invalidity, as part of the social security, but we also provide social assistance. To do this, our institution uses more than 400 IT applications. But in the year 2012, the volumes in our agency, the volumes of keyboarding were so high that our clerks were very overwhelmed. David coded the first robot to deal with repetitive tasks and to avoid turning clerks into robots. ProWeb creates, reads, updates, deletes data. It can process anything like a clerk behind his computer. Our mascot is here, a Dalmatian dog.
We have named our robots Scenario, and out of 270 scenarios created, more than 140 are always used in different departments. They are used in a wide range of departments, including production services, financial unit, human resources, and dispute department. In other words, almost everywhere. Since its creation, ProWeb has enjoyed strong growth. In 2024, more than 69 million tasks were automated, compared with 50 million in 2023. This represents an increase of 34% comparing to 2023. This year, the forecast will take this figure to 76 million. For 2024, the estimated gain in full-time equivalent is over than 1,150. This graph shows ProWeb usage volume since 2012. For each year, the number of automated tasks is shown, with a forecast for 2025. The use of ProWeb increased sharply during the COVID crisis, and in order to distance itself from this, the blue curve shows only the statistic for the use of robots unrelated to COVID. Growth is continuous. For each automated task, for each scenario, we have estimated the time saved, measured in minutes, representing the time it will take a person to carry out the same action as the robot over one cycle. Based on this estimate, we can evaluate an overall gain in full-time equivalent. This graph shows how the estimated gain in full-time equivalent has evolved since 2012. In 2025, ProWeb will perform the same task as 1,300 people. As before, there are two curves, one showing all the statistics, and a second in blue without the extra cost associated with the COVID crisis.
ProWeb has a large community of users. There are 5,000 users, 4,000 people launching scenarios on 3,000 different computers. We have an Exchange forum with 850 subscribers, 400 subscribers to our newsletter, and a social network within the health insurance of 1,600 people in our network. ProWeb is a small team. I think we are a small company within the institution. There are 2 IT developers, Guillaume and Thomas, 2 business consultants, I and Jessica, and our beloved manager, David, here. And maybe at the end of the year, we hire another business one. These are some advantages of our solution. This is rapid because it's homemade. Scalability, autonomy. We are autonomous. It's a homemade and tailor-made solution. We react very quick when users face problems. We exchange within the forum different questions. And when we face a problem, we, in general, solve it in 1 or 2 days maximum. Operating costs are low, because there's no license. And our wages are not so high. We are GDPR compliant, which means that security is very important to us. All the data are kept within the institution, the local institution on the server. There's no cloud, no license, so there is no problem. The data won't be stolen by anyone. Disadvantages, this is a local solution. We made it on our own. So when we receive a newcomer, he needs an internal training, and it takes about 1 year to be efficient. Before ProWeb, I was working as an accountant 10 years ago. I had hair too, and sometimes I wore a tie. But also, I was daily printing out the list of payments our clients were sending us, and I was entering them one by one in the debt application. But that was before.
With ProWeb, this repetitive data entry work is carried out by robots. The clerk task is limited to recording the data in ProWeb, then launching the robot on a machine. The clerk then has to process the rejected data from the log file generated at the end by ProWeb. Such work used to take several days is now done in a matter of minutes. In the following video, the clerk will process an example file consisting of 3 lines, using the minimum of an accounting scenario. He will insert the data file, start processing, and then consume the log file. Note that the data in this video is fictitious.
No sound.
Sorry, no sound.
Here is the chart with the data to be processed. You put the file in the file management application here, a drag and drop CSV file. ProWeb recognizes the scenario here diet creation. You select your file, launch ProWeb. There you can see the kernels recognized by the scenario. He knows what to play. And then opening the app, processing the data, The first record takes a little more time because our robot has to read the different fields, because it's not a web application. It needs to be read by an ICE here, intelligent character recognition. First record OK. Lecture means reading. And next. The subtitles explain what it does. While the robot works, the employee can care about something else, do something else on his personal computer. And that's why it's interesting. You can launch robots on virtual machines also. And the last. At the end, you can here insert a chart of all the lines that were processed, and if the robots faced any problem, it's written down here. But there are 3 OK. That means that everything worked.
This presentation is just a taste of our achievement, and it would not be complete if I already mentioned the development of robots. The success of RPA in French health insurance sector is also linked to its mass use of robots. Indeed, the local branch in Avignon, the CPAM of Vaucluse, is capable of carrying out tasks for all the country's social security agency. And a small team manages a farm of 350 computers exclusively dedicated to the RPA, offering a large and flexible site force. This service is called AutoWeb. There is so much more to say, but time is limited. Thank you for your attention, and for a special thanks to Cadidia. And feel free to contact us if you wish to know more about our solution.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Very nice presentation. Thank you. Moving now to the last presentation of this session. Last but by no means least, with us we have Marta and Tomasz Cieklarski from Countum, presenting us Where AI Meets Labor Law, Smarter Compliance and Payroll for the European Single Market.
That's true.
With software as a service platform that automates and simplifies cross-border compliance and payroll. And dear speakers, the floor is yours.
Thank you. We know that it's just us between you and the lunch, so we're not trying to take more time than is needed. This is Marta. She will take you during the presentation. I will only make things that that are connected with the tech area. So please start.
Okay, thank you very much for the invitation, and very welcome, and I'm very happy to show you the solutions. And maybe later a little bit discuss about it, because this is still a big challenge, and I hope that it will be very interesting. So, when we are going through European Union, when we are going outside to the third countries, it's a totally different world, but right now we are on the single market. We have 27 EU countries, thousands of collective agreements. And these collective agreements also is very difficult to find in some countries. We can say we have the colleagues from Italy, and you should know about it. And of course, the painful fines about the global mobility and the workers which are work intra-EU. And when we are talking about the architecture of the whole system, when we are talking about the labor mobility, we are always talking about the four pillars of labor mobility. This is the employment, the social insurance we were talking about before, income tax, everybody loves to pay taxes, legalization of work and stay.
This is the picture of the payroll thing, which is the part of this whole system, so don't look at this, it's not compliance.
It's not compliance yet. And when we are talking about the problem and what was saying before, not only provision on information, the system cares also about the education. Because we can't stop thinking. I'm not just talking about right now about the critical thinking, because this is obvious, but AI starts to help us not thinking. So don't do it, and I hope that this is also in our minds. When we are talking about the structure of the whole system, and when we start working on it, the first level is EU-level knowledge base. This is the labor guide through mobility, general principles, which about employment and all the duties across European Union and single market. Then we have country-level knowledge base. In the country-level knowledge base, there is compliant information about each country. So, because this is a specific link, specific documents, this is the repository of the documents, and other information, because sometimes you would like to find more information and go deeper. I hope so, of course.
Simply learn.
Simply learn. And path level by country and sector and collective agreements. Right now, this path level, due to New Year, is coming. The system is open for 4 countries and the construction sector.
Yeah. Because, for example, we've got someone from Germany.
Yes, you have so many collective agreements, and it's also sometimes very difficult to find it. And the last part and the last pillar of the system, this soon, and this is in progress, this is the next step, this is the tests about the German and Netherlands market, and this is the algorithm of calculation of the payroll, salaries, and contracts. Because when you are going into certain market, you have to
set the model once and then transform it to the working algorithms of payroll application.
Okay. Critical thinking, decision making. Yes, so we are not we are still in a human world. So when we are doing the system, we know that AI helps us structure information, but there is still human in this whole loops. Yes, so we are human in the loop. Yes, we are aligned.
We do not believe that AI won't start hallucinating and so other things. So in every part of this process, the human kind have to be involved.
So creation process and challenges, because this is a quite big challenge. So I will leave this because it starts in 2021. and the whole process and the team starts doing it from...
The easy part is that Marta runs a company, accounting company, which cooperates with over 400 customers, which are delegating people from Poland all over the EU and further. So we had this knowledge, we had this know-how, and it was easier to make it, to transform it to the developers, but it wasn't such easy. It's not the easy part to go to the software house and tell them, hey, come on, we've got this easy part, transform our knowledge to the algorithms and make the machine learning our supply, our supporter. So I think half a year, it was only the trainings that help us to design the structure of the system before it went to development stage.
And in this whole system, to find out the right solution and the right structure to show AI how to do it, was the internal and external experts. Yes, so internal experts, this is coming from our side. And the external experts, it's experts from different countries which are trying to find the structure, how to do this data, how to provision the information to the user to find out the best solution, the best way of global mobility, the labor mobility. So, human in the loop. I will be repeated all the time because we are cooperating. So, at the beginning, the experts should find the documents. We have to find the documents on the sites, on the labor agreement sites. We have to see it in the institutions. We have to see the law, the certain European law and also local law, because we have to connect it in one thing. Then the expert have to upload this document into Countdown. And then it starts to doing the AI process, and this one structure the information, and then that's the technological core. And of course, please remember, human in the loop. Yes, this is very important.
But AI is helpful.
Oh, very, because we have. For example, in Germany, we have almost 7,000 different documents about especially collective agreements and special rules and work conditions. And we are talking about the employment and the work conditions. We would like to think a little bit later about how to settle the place of social security and taxes, but that will be the next stage. So the technology core is when all the documents which are secured, prepared by the human, and because they had to find it. They put it into AI, and the AI structured this information. This AI and this system doesn't advise or giving the special answer, yes, because it's this analyze, organize structures and clear descriptions of employment and work conditions. So, first of all, AI have to be learned, and we have to teach them how to understand language and meaning and context and structure of each document, because then they have to find the legal obligation, risk, work condition, and procedures. And we are doing it by showing many examples. And this automatic structuring extract key data and automatically sort it in a structured database. So where every piece has permanent logic place. The expert then, so we are coming to human again, because this is doing everything AI. And then we are coming to the expert, because expert has to judge if this data are okay. This is not hallucinations. This is not something which is outside of legal statement. And then they control it, and they put it into structured database you can use, and it works. So
Yeah, there's an example how it's working, because, you know, things that Marta described are from the point of view, our point of view, the administrator of the system. But from the customer point of view, you can easily take step by step all the analysis for the model you have to, you want to post workers or outsource workers. You've got the system with all needed databases now for countries, and focus on the construction business, but more countries, more areas of the business are coming. And finally, you get the report that you may use. First of all, I don't know, doing a new business, analyzing the new market, having an issue with work inspection. Yes, you can.
You can do the calculation of the. You can do the
calculation of the contract.
Yes,
because as Marta said, those part of the wage. For example, in Germany, there are a lot of them. Yeah, you got a pretty complicated system, but we've put it all the things. We've put it inside here, and it's working. It's the movie showing that it's stable, and the final of that is this report. So you get the know-how base, the whole knowledge that lets you work legally and clearly. You have to put it to another slide. You have the report that helps you work every day with the workers, with the partners, with the inspections.
Yes, and so the main challenge in the whole process was to structure the data, because when we teaching the model and getting all the information, law, documents, collective agreements, we found out, and that was the main challenge, the one structure that is almost in every country and in every sector. So then, thanks to it, to find the structure, we could do it step by step and going through the path of each country. So, when we are going to, so that is main task for AI. He's doing it very, very well. Of course, if we then check him, audit him, and say, okay, you haven't done any mistake. This is not true. They are doing mistake all the time, but he's learning. He's learning very intensive, and step by step, it's programming. And so, thanks to it, next steps are very important due to monitoring, and that's when we are talking about the connection with a certain country and certain laws, and for example, AI.
Local authorities.
Local authorities, yes, and to find out, it's really, it's very important to find this monitoring field, yes, because when we are working, we have to find, oh, something changed in that country, in this sector, so we have to make the actualization of the database very fast, because nobody is wanting to wait so long for do it, and AI help us again in this. Or
do any mistakes calculating the contract and so on. And now we are training the model to search for the changes in the law, in the EU law for each countries, to make the implementation changes faster.
Exactly.
And one thing that you see on the slide is that it's connected with payroll. So you do once a model, how do you want to post workers, and then you just may send to the system hours, and it will count the payroll list immediate. So it's a lot of saving time, I think, for the people that are doing the
and
lists.
the last stage is also interoperability. Yes, because it has to work with a lot of different systems. And this is not doing so many good things you presented, because this is something different, but we also have to cooperate somehow.
Yes, so
Okay.
if you do want to talk with us, cooperate or know something about, please do not hesitate to contact. Those are the LinkedIn QRs. And I think
Time's up.
we're...
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for this great presentation. Let's move now to Q&A in the room. I think we still have a few minutes before lunch. Actually, we are exactly on that time, and we see a lot of hands raised. If someone could give a microphone. There is a lady in the back. Would you mind giving her the first question, and then we can tackle your question. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know where Hallback is back. My name is Natalia. I come from Latvia. I represent social partner, national level trade unions. I wanted to ask all three speakers, do you understand correct that you are private companies, you are developing amazing technologies. For your technology to work, you need to get access to public registers so that AI can compare all this information. So basically, AI technology is accessing all of the public registers, so social security, migration, for example, and so on. And that's a huge risk. What are the ways to ensure to protect the data of everyone, which is subject to AI? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. A question is for the entire panel, I presume. We will give the same order as we had in the presentations. If you would like to quickly answer to this question.
Okay. I just try to answer. Probably there is a misunderstanding. We have no access to public data regarding a person without any permit. We just have the access to the company data that owns the permit by the GDPR to manage the personal data of his employees. Okay. What we can do eventually is just as our colleague to get information from the website, from the department of the very many governments that publish labor contract and any regulation about labor contract. But this is these are all information that are public and not secured. There is no violation of privacy or use of AI against the personal data of any employees in our system. Okay, just to assure you.
Thank you. I don't know if French colleagues would like to have a word on this as well.
In France, it's a bit different because it's a robot that doesn't use AI, and all the data is really kept within the internal server of the local agency. So the privacy is fully respected.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, working? Okay. Thank you for this question, because this is a quite huge problem when we are talking about this protected data. Right now, when we are talking about the compliance and the legal and the information, still human is a filter, because it has to be. But when we are talking right now to connect it with institutions or different websites, we are just talking about the monitoring of the changes on the official sites. So we are not going into straight the data and database which belongs to institutions, and I hope they are very protected. And we are just talking the first site and the first information that the system needs actualization.
But I think the question was not only, but you were questioning about the personal data, yes? So the personal data do not appear in the AI model, because the AI things that we were discussing is about law and regulations that they are open for everyone. So it's not the top secret base. And if you are moving to the data that is connected with personal data, you have to fill the requirements for us Polish requirements, EU requirements, to protect the databases. And it's the same protection level as the accounting programs which you use day by day to make payrolls or something. So I don't know, it's the proper answer to your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Indeed, we are very aware of these challenges regarding personal
Yes.
data.
Yeah.
It's important to keep asking this question every now
Yes,
and then to see if we
it's
are
really good.
aligned
It's really
with the
good.
directive.
Probably the
Exactly.
question is forwarded to the problem that AI can have access or read the personal data. That's in our model, doesn't happen because AI is just matching fields, okay? The filling of the data is made by human that has a permit by the company, okay? So I agree with you that there is a problem if AI could have access to permanent data that are stored outside the EU or in any part. So I agree, but this is our main topic, is just to protect the data also by the AI in that case. So the model just is matching the field and stop.
Thank you. I think there was another question in the audience. Adam, yes? Yeah, one last question, 5 minutes tops, so that we can move to lunch, if you don't mind.
Okay, I guess the question is again for the whole panel. Actually, it's two questions, but let's be very quick. First of all, if you're using language models, could you share which ones? That's the first question. And the second question is to follow up. What about the errors? How frequently do errors occur in your applications?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. I will give the floor to Rassi.
We have a selection of models, but for this task, surprisingly, small models perform very well. So we prefer to have a fast model. So we use Gemini, light model at the moment. But we also support the other versions. We also are working on an in-house model. So a customization of a Llama model to just operate it, which is also an extra security layer for privacy reasons. Regarding errors, for this task, we find that there's very few instances of mistakes because it's a relatively easy task. The more problematic, I think, is more maybe accessing the data or elaborating it or beforehand. But once the data is there, it's pretty straightforward, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. French colleagues from ProWeb would like to have a say on this, or?
And coded all the different modules of our application. So it's very simple to use, and at the end of the processing, you have a report, so you know where the robot faces problems. And in case of problems, we offer the user the possibility to upload a few minutes of the last processing. We have a video and the different steps. So we analyze it with our IT developers, and we can correct and offer an upload of the program in 1 or 2 hours.
Okay.
So it's very simple because the robot really acts like a user behind a computer. So if a user faces a problem with a different field, for example, he knows it. Our robot knows it too.
Okay, thank you. Quantum, would you like to have a go on this?
I think I would not say anything new to the area of language model, all of the popular ones, and you are checking which one currently is doing the things better, yes? In the area of machine learning, you have to close your data and make own protocols to make them learn. So,
Maybe I could add something?
Yes, please.
The language that David used to code the different robots is Auto IT language, an open source script.
Yes, I'll do that. Yes, we were aware of that the French administration uses heavily open source solutions, and that's very interesting to know also. So I think we can conclude and close this. There is another question. Okay, one last question. Thank you.
Is it on? Yeah, it's on. Yeah, hello, my name is Anna Krishnan Somos, and I'm from the Austrian Public Employment Services, in charge of the first public AI tool which we have launched. And I honestly have to say that I'm slightly skeptical on this personal data not getting out, although our technology is a rack technology, so we use mostly internal. However, our models, and each AI model initially with OpenAI, then with Microsoft Azure, despite all the precautions, we couldn't secure that any data which we don't want to get out factually doesn't get out. So, of course, keeping in mind with AI Act, we have left, right, and center warnings that people are not giving in personal data. It's not even relevant to the AI tool because it's a professional training and skills, competences, and professions, large database AI platform. But I'm just not sure if you use big tech tools and models, then how do you make sure, even in a matching interface, which we are also experimenting for years now, that the personal data, be it a VV8, be it anything which you transfer the data with, is not taking with it the personal information. I'm not saying that you purposefully, viciously, no, I'm not saying that. But even in our case, where our robust cybersecurity layers are secured by the State Computing Center, we couldn't ensure this. So I'm just wondering how you do it, so that the personal data of the people are not getting out. Should they give it? You advise them not to give, but...
I repeat, we don't get the data to provide them to the AI. We just used AI to match the fields that are public. Okay, A1 field in Italy is public. Okay, so there is no secret. So the data of the employee instead are managed by the human, not by the AI. So this is completely separate, because otherwise there is a mix, dangerous mix. I agree with your colleague, that if we give the access to the AI, to the personal data, these data are not secured. But this must not happen, because it's a second step that is made by humans. So we just link the two fields, okay? The A1 field with our field in the database, field, not data, okay? So this is really important, because otherwise we are not compliant with the GDPR or any other rules, AI Act in EU. So we just take care about this very much, okay? This IT is informed department of this problem. But in the example we show you, there is no access by the AI to the data of the employees. Just the problem of matching the field, and this in this European Union could be of help, because there is no standard in the field. So a field name in our country could be completely different in your country, or in Lithuania, or France. So we need a standardization of the field, like an ACI code. This is a regulation, okay? That could be really important. That there is no compatibility, so that's the problem, okay? And there is no API, that's the real problem. So without API, for example, in the posting declaration is a big problem. So if the electronic posting declaration in the future is without API, is a big problem. Big problem, because we must use again this sort of tool, and not API that has a secure way to communicate between two databases. Okay, so that's probably a challenge for the European Union in the future. Okay, but the government must help company in getting through this problem, and being at the same time compliant with the law. Okay, without any standardization, any API, it's a big problem. Okay, there are 27 countries plus Switzerland plus Norway. And that's really quite impossible for a company by themselves to manage this problem, okay? And this is I think this meeting is really important to outline this and try to help the company. And on the other side, I completely agree with you that we must not give access to the AI, to the personal data inside the database, but only using the AI, matching the field. Anyway, this problem will be overpassed, because we are developing our internal model, so be completely secure on that side. So this is the second step. Yes, it needs time, investment, money. It's not easy. Okay, easy task.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know if ProWeb would like to have a say. You already mentioned that you host your data inside your server, so...
Yes, and the different applications were developed by the institution, IT departments. So if when we develop a robot that acts on a local product too. So there is no risk of exchanging data, stolen data.
Exactly, of having data in the cloud for that matter. Yeah. Quantum?
And about the content compliance, it's we are working without personal data. So this is there is no access to this data. And when we are talking about the fourth pillar of content payroll, this is totally outside of AI. Of course, the AI helps to generate the algorithms of calculation of social security taxes and across Europe duties about the payroll. But this is something which is inside and helping with the cooperation with AI. But the data in, for example, content payroll is totally outside of it. So there is no access to
no connection.
No connection.
Okay, thank you.
Just to secure it.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you to all the presenters and also participants for your questions. But thank you most of, especially a big thank you for you for sharing your expertise and vision. Thank you also for your continuous effort to use technology to shape the future of digitalization in labor mobility. Thank you.
Thank you very much.